Hello viewers, my name is Damilare. In this lesson, I'll be talking about Introduction to Chemistry. What is chemistry? Chemistry deals with the composition, properties, and uses of matter and changes matter will undergo under different conditions. If you want to remember this definition, just take these three letters CPU. C means composition, telling us that chemistry will tell us what a substance is composed of. Then P, properties. Like we have physical properties, like when you see a substance physically, is it white? Is it solid? Is it long? It will tell you the properties. Then U, chemistry will talk about uses. Like what can we use that particular substance for? So meaning chemistry deals with the composition, properties, and uses of matter. Talking about anything, matter means anything. And the changes that matter will undergo under different conditions. Example, when we say rusting of iron, that's a change. What made a shining iron to become rust is as a result of some chemical reactions. Also, cooking is another chemical change where we notice that solid substance can be softened in the process of cooking. Rotting leaves. Fresh leaves can get rotten as a result of chemical reaction. Palm wine turning sour. Substances that you burn, how they turn to ashes. So all these are studied in chemistry. So once again, we say chemistry deals with the composition. That means what substance is composed of, properties, what the substance look like, uses, what we can use the substance for, of matter, and changes matter we undergo under different conditions. Sometimes you hear about some chemicals that they will say do not expose to sunlight. It's because of the changes that will occur through chemical reaction. So now we are moving to the branches of chemistry. The branches of chemistry we have one, physical chemistry, analytical chemistry, biochemistry, inorganic chemistry, and then organic chemistry. So if you want to remember these branches of chemistry, just say PABIO. You can include N, that's nuclear chemistry, Pabion. This P, I call it physical, A, analytical, B, biochemistry, I, inorganic, O, organic, and N, nuclear chemistry. So let's start with physical chemistry. This applies physics, talking about thermodynamics, quantum mechanics to chemistry. And you know, when you hear thermodynamics, thermo means heat. So it means we can look at the heat of a chemical reaction in physical chemistry. Analytical chemistry, from analysis, we can analyze our chemicals, trying to know what is the quality and the quantity. We can do separations, we can extract, we can do distillation, spectrometry. All these are under analytical chemistry, where we analyze. We can do chromatography, trying to know the color in some substances. That leads us to biochemistry. Bio means life, chemistry, chemicals. It means we can look at the chemicals that are in living things, like protein, nucleic acid, carbohydrates, lipids, drugs. So all this, we can check their effects in the body of living organisms. I means inorganic chemistry. Once we hear inorganic, it means something that is not from plants. Inorganic, or you call it minerals. So chemistry that has to do with minerals, like the organometallic substances, the minerals, talking about all this, for example, carbon, sulfur, all these inorganic materials that are from non-plant, that means things that are not from plant, that are not from animals. It may be from rock, it may be from the air, it may be from water. So that's inorganic chemistry. And that leads us to organic. Now, organic will now be from plants or animal. That's organic chemistry. And here we'll be talking about different carbon compounds. Like when you look at our drugs, we can get some organic substances to make drug. Our fuels, we can also use some organic compounds for this. so or plastics, talking about polymers, so and the likes. They are under organic chemistry. This chemistry also is studied using what we call scientific method. That means we follow a systematic approach to an inquiry. So anytime you are studying chemistry, you follow some methods to study it, which we call scientific method. So the systematic approach to what we are studying. And how will you study it? First thing, you observe something that is new. You give idea to that thing you observe. Then you perform experiment to be sure of what your idea, what you are saying about that thing you observe. If you perform the experiments and what your idea is true, when you conducted the experiments, so we call it positive results. So it will lead us to writing of theory and law. But if your experiments was proven to be wrong, that means the idea you gave, if you got a negative result, you have to go and modify your hypothesis. Then theory, writing statements about the positive results, backing up your results with statements. That's theory. And the final statement you make is what we call law. So that will lead us to what we call career prospects. What are the area of specialization when you study chemistry? So for this, we can follow what we call the alphabetical order of studying of the careers. That means using A to Z to know the area of specialization. Starting with A, one can be an analytical chemist. That's when you know chemistry, you can be an analytical chemist where you'll be analyzing some chemicals in terms of the quantity and quality. You can be a biotechnologist where you use living things, talking about plant or animal products like cow dung to make some technology like maybe biogas. You can be a chemical engineer, that's letter C, where you produce chemicals, you look at the effect or the usefulness of chemicals. Letter D, you can be a doctor, a medical doctor, where you treat patients. Then for the letter E, one can also be an engineer. So engineer in different field. It may be in the aspect of petroleum, it may be in the aspect of chemical. So E for engineer. Then or also another E, you can say environmental chemist. That means looking at the chemicals in the environment, making use of them. And then letter F, that's forensic scientist. Forensic has to do with criminal investigation. From the knowledge of chemistry, you can do criminal investigation. Then G, one can be a geochemist. Geo means earth. So chemicals from the earth, from the rock, from different minerals around. So one can be a geochemist. Then H, hazardous waste chemist. Hazard, that means like toxic, dangerous things. So you can try to look at what are the hazards that are in all these chemicals around us. So hazardous waste. Then I, you can be an industrial chemist working in an industry dealing with chemicals. Then J, you can be a journalist of science that you write journals on science studies. Then K, you can be a kineticist. That's for letter K. Then L, lecturer, you can be a lecturer lecturing chemistry or a teacher. Then M, you can be a metallurgist. That's working on metals. You can be a nurse, that's letter N. You know, nurse assisting the doctors in taking care of the patients. Then O, organic chemist. You can be an organic chemist, so working on organic compounds. So that's an organic. Then P, you can be a pharmacist propounding drugs. You can be a pharmacologist checking the effect of chemicals of drugs on the body of animals before bringing it to humans. So that's for the P. Then Q, quality control chemist, trying to check the quality of maybe substances that are produced, chemicals that are produced. So a quality control chemist. Then R, you can be a radiation chemist, looking at the effect of rays of light, rays of heat, radiation chemist. You can be a synthetic chemist. Synthetic means manufacturing manufacturing some compounds. So one can be a synthetic chemist. Then the next one, T. So we have talked about T the other time, teacher. One can be a teacher or toxicologist, talking about toxic poison, studying poison. Look at this rat killer. That's one of the poison you can learn about toxic. Then you, ultrasonic researcher. So we can be dealing with ultrasonic researcher, doing researches on ultrasonic, like all these ultraviolet or things that are very powerful. So then V, vaccine development scientist. You can develop vaccine, all these drugs that are preventing against disease. So vaccine, just like COVID-19 vaccine. So it's part of it. Then W, water chemist. You can work on water, making sure your water is clean. Then X, xenon chemist, working on xenon. It's also a chemical substance. Then Y, yellow pigment specialist, working on yellow pigment, all of which are chemicals. Then zinc electrochemist, so working on zinc substances. So to round off this first week topic for SS1 chemistry, we have effects of chemicals in chemistry. Chemistry is doing good things, right? But there are some side effects of this chemistry. So what are those side effects? It can cause pollution, drug abuse, corrosion, and poisoning. So if you want to remember, you can say the principal, D for D, the letter D, then PCP, principal. That's pollution, corrosion, poison. So pollution, your chemical can pollute the water. Drug abuse, some use cocaine, heroin. Corrosion, it can rust. Your iron can get rust, your acid can corrode, it can peel the skin. Poisoning, it can poison man. So here we come to the end of the first week topic in the in chemistry for SS1. Thank you for listening once again. My name is Damilare.